What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another New York Giants video. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Why is my face so dark? It's because the hat is so low. Probably does not matter. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a little bit about Elerson Smith, and B, a little bit about the way the Giants are building this defense. I'm going to try and run through the Elerson Smith quotes a little bit quickly, because they do directly relate to the second topic, but I mostly do want to cover that second topic. We all know Don Wink Martindale, the new and current defensive coordinator of the New York Giants, is somebody that's known for his blitzes, known for his man coverage, and most importantly, the fact that the secondary is kind of the focus, just coverage is the focus of his defense, and good one at that. Given the way the Giants have constructed their defense or approached constructing their defense this offseason, it's kind of seemed like the opposite, and we'll get into that. But first, let's talk about Elerson Smith, the now second-year edge rusher out of, it was a small school. I want to say it was Iowa or Iowa State or something like that he was picked in last year in the mid-rounds, fourth-round pick by the former regime. This is by Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman. They are gone. Elerson realizes with a new regime, new coach, and new general manager, this is his quote directly, "I'm going to have to make sure I take advantage of every opportunity I have in front of me. If people remember my name or not right now, that's not going to help us win games. I'm going to try and take care of the opportunity I have in front of me." He continues saying when he spoke to his new coaches, the D coordinator Wink Martindale, the head coach Brian Daboll, and the new outside linebacker / edge rushing coach Drew Wilkins, he says it was getting clarification what their standards are and working from there. Keep in mind, he is going to be part of what has become a very young edge rushing group for the Giants. We got two of the best, in my opinion, young edge rushers in the game right now in Azeez Ojulari and 5th overall pick Kayvon Thibodeaux. He's going to be falling behind, I would guess, O'Shane Ximines and Quincy Roche, especially Quincy Roche, who had a great rookie season last year with the Giants as well. Elerson says, "I'm just tall, stretch it out a little bit." You can't really tell when he's talking about adding on weight to his frame, because he came in at around 240 pounds, added 20 pounds of muscles. He's up to 260, so he's not kind of that lanky figure he was his rookie year. And then Martindale, this is what he had to say kind of in regards to that frame and Elerson in general. He says, "I always say there's a good place for a small person. It's behind a big, long person in this league, because it helps everything. It helps your open field tackling, it helps separating off blocks, and it helps going up to the 50-50 ball. Length does play a big part of it." Now, once again, part of the reason I want to mention Elerson is because he was somebody that a lot of fans had a lot of hope for last year in the rookie year. I wasn't necessarily one of them. I think I always said I'm not sure what people are seeing in him. I think he's a good depth pick, but there was a lot of Giants fans that thought this man could be a diamond in the rough. And I'm definitely not ruling it out. We're going to see what he could do with a full healthy season. That's part of the reason. Like I said, the other reason is because for a Wink Martindale defense that prides itself on cornerback play and secondary play in general, the Giants this offseason, whether by design or by coincidence, and I do think it might be a little bit of both, have done the exact opposite. If anything, we've shored up our front seven rather than the back four, the back five, because obviously we let go of our number one corner, James Bradbury, let go of Logan Ryan, used that number 5 overall pick on the best edge rusher in the class. We passed up on a couple of really good corners in the 2nd and 3rd round to take other positions. Wasn't until the mid rounds that we took cornerback in Cordell Flott, #FearTheFlott, and then a safety, Dane Belton, in round 4. Now, what I'm about to show you guys is not necessarily a new or novel idea. Literally every NFL fan that's just a step above that casual label, that just pays a little bit of attention to the game, knows what I'm talking about. And that is that if you have good edge rushing ability, that is that if you are a team that can get to the quarterback and make contact with them, make them uncomfortable, it can drastically improve the coverage of your corners and safeties and everybody in that backfield, no matter the talent level that they're playing at. because it makes their job easier. You're forcing the quarterback to get the ball out quicker. You're not giving them a lot of time to work with. You're making them uncomfortable. You're altering the trajectory of their throws. This is almost common sense, but it has been, to give some credit to Kevin Wilson, it has been kind of, I guess, compacted with a bunch of analytics research into a paper, is how I will kind of label this, I guess. And it lines up directly with what the Giants did this offseason. It talks about how the cornerback position is second only to the halfback/running back position in terms of decline of play after the age of 30. That reflects kind of the two main guys we let go from our secondary, James Bradbury, who was 29, and Logan Ryan, who was already past his age 30 season. So the Giants were kind of clearing out what, according to this research, and I'm sure according to their own research, and once again just observing, like any regular any NFL fan, I feel like already knew this information in the back of their head. They were kind of getting rid of preemptively what was going to be a decline in play, and they were also trying to predict the future performance of their defense by using pass rush instead of man coverage, because it's way more stable and easier to kind of predict those year by year, how your pass rushing ability is going to be, versus the unstable coverage of your cornerbacks. Kind of like wide receivers in a sense. Wide receiver is one of the most dependent positions on the offensive side of the ball on the field. You got to have a good quarterback. You got to get a good line. Unless you're a generational talent, you're not going to be a star in the league. There's going to be a lot of things that need to play right for you. Corner, we already know it's probably the hardest position to translate from college to the NFL, versus the easiest, in my opinion, has always been that defensive end, outside linebacker, the edge rusher. If you dominated at the college level, you're most likely going to dominate at the NFL level. Not only recent history, but basically all of NFL history shows this to be true. One other thing that Wilson has in his little paper is that teams should select their cornerbacks in rounds 2 to 4, much like the Giants have done this draft, because you want to keep a young core there, just like we got the young core on the edge rushing side, but more so on the defensive back side, because like the age curve showed, like that graph showed, their best performances most likely will come on their first contract, meaning you kind of always want to swap them out. If you guys have been listening to the channel for a while, I have a similar philosophy with wide receivers, but for a different reason, mostly because the price of wide receivers have gone up so much, and that there's always young, talented wide receivers coming out in the draft. I feel like you should replace them every 4 years. This is kind of on a similar note, but not because of the price, mostly because of the age and the performance kind of correlated with the age is the reason why you want to continue to select that depth and potential starters in those 2 to 4 rounds. That's exactly what the Giants did. Once again, instead of taking a corner 5th overall, we took what was regarded as the best edge rusher 5th overall, passed on a couple cornerbacks in favor of getting other positions, have a young up-and-coming edge rushing group, have kind of a little bit of a rebuilding defensive back group that is young, has a little bit of talent, but is going to be greatly helped out by that front seven. And that is how they've been approaching building this defense, at least in its first year. Remember, this is could be all coincidence. It's only been one offseason. We'll see what they do in the future, but as of right now, they're trying to shore up getting to the quarterback, getting contact with the quarterback in order to make it easier on the guys on the back end. And as I'm speaking, I'm gonna try and pop up a couple of these charts and quotes that I'm seeing here from this. I'm gonna label it a paper. I'm not sure if it should be labeled a study. There's no official word with it, but it's a bunch of analytics research. And you guys let me know what you think. Put your thoughts down below. I think the Giants, at least on the defensive side of the ball, I'm not worried at all. Never have been for the past couple years. That hasn't been our problem. So I'm excited to see what comes from that side. It's always the offensive side of the ball that I've been a little bit worried about. But put your thoughts down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for checking out my channel, The Hub, here on Giants YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you hear every time I put out a video. Like it, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.